Sharapan.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Together, they are the Bostonian versus the Book.
You covered 12.
Covered!
Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus the Book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
You have picked a good day to come into a Monday. What is up, Brigade? It is time for another episode of the Bostonian versus the Book. Matt Perrault and Dave Sharapan as we roll into the second week, the week that Vegas gets to host a regional final Thursday and Saturday with UCLA and Gonzaga. Mr. Sharapan, how are you?
Never would have thought it. Never would have thought it that Las Vegas would host anything to do with this tournament because it was so, we can't have that there. There's only too many people. There's only too many hotel rooms. It's not like it couldn't accommodate them.
Right.
They just wouldn't let you come close to it because of the gambling. And now people will be able to gamble on the game from their phone in the seats in the arena at the game in Las Vegas. It's hard to believe.
I love the hat. I got the shirt.
Yeah.
Second time in 3 years for the Creighton Blue Jays.
Not even coordinated. We didn't even coordinate that. I just grabbed the hat that I thought might match the color of this
Well, I did that too.
jumpsuit
So
that
I grabbed the blue V.
Right.
To go with the blue shirt.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm wearing this version of the BVB hat. So, and by the way, I swear if this is the last thing that I do, we are going to get this set up once the madness is over. Like my birthday is April the 4th. My goal is to at somewhere in a week after my birthday to us have this. Somebody reached out to me over the weekend. And they're like, look I can set up a store for you guys that will handle most of these requests you're going to get for customization for hats. It's like, okay, that is my April goal, is to have like bvbhats.com or something where we have it set up where you guys can go order it, customize it. We get Corbin and the boys to make it. We ship it and it's done in a 2-week timely process. That's my goal.
Or all the shipments will go through us and we'll make sure that, we do it right.
It will go through us. That's what I mean. No. I mean,
we'll see. We'll see. Don't make any announcements about a store yet before you fucking talk to me. What are you doing?
We need to get this done. I can't. Everyone is asking me constantly.
We will.
We've been talking about it. Yes,
we need to get a sponsor first. I'm not worried about the fucking hats.
I
understand?
Yes.
The show's over. There's no show and no hats if we don't get a sponsor. Everybody relax.
We don't use that word. We're not using that word. We speak.
We should use under.
We speak in
positive.
positive.
All the games went.
We speak in positives. We don't speak.
I know. Believe me, I know. But I'm not worried about the hats. The hats will come. We'll be fine with the hats. We're gonna get the hats made. I got a couple more I got to make.
Yeah.
Either today or tomorrow. I'm gonna try to get them out. A couple of the boys back east got the ones I made last week, and
nice.
They're wearing them today. One of them's wearing them in a vacation in Florida.
Oh, nice.
And one of them's wearing them in New York City right now with the Celtics colors.
Did you see, by the way, that the temperatures in the Midwest will be dwarfing us in a couple days? Speaking of vacations, it's going to be 80 degrees in the Midwest this week.
It ain't going to be 80 here for like another month.
I don't understand. I woke up this morning and I'm officially sick of it. I was like, okay, I'm done. Like, this is ridiculous. People are coming to town. I got people coming in for the UCLA game. I know people are all fired up for this. They're like, what's the temperature going to be? Low is going to be 39.
Bring a hoodie. Bring a sweatshirt.
Low is going to be 39. Wait, aren't the pools open? Yeah, the pools are open and nobody's going. They're losing so much money. It's ridiculous right now.
Oh, no, it's cold. It's cold.
It sucks.
We tried to play golf yesterday. We got rained out.
Oof. It's raining today.
We played
tomorrow.
3 holes, and it was just so miserable that we were just like, we got to go inside. And then it didn't get better. We're like, all right.
It's awful.
The kids went to the baseball game yesterday.
Which one?
Royals Rockies big
Nice.
league weekend here in
Okay.
Vegas at the ballpark. Rained out in the 4th inning.
Wow.
You know, the players at the league is like, we're not playing in this. What don't need it's a spring training game. So they were all, they were all fired up to go. I made the executive decision that I was not going, and they were like, "What do you mean? You always want to go to a baseball game?" I said, "Not today, not in that, and I'm going to watch basketball." So they were upset. Before we go forward, I just wanted to shout out Zach the Hat.
Okay.
Okay,
Our English
Zach
friend.
the Hat. Yes, he's a lacrosse coach. In addition to working on some other stuff, the law degree and
In
all that other
England?
stuff. In England, he
They play
coaches a
lacrosse in
women's
England? I didn't know that.
coaches a women's lacrosse team
Oh.
that is taking a break right now from practice to watch us live right now over there. So I told Zach I would shout out him and the girls. They got to the final of their league and lost, but they had a great season.
Congrats.
And I wanted to shout them all out and thank you for watching the show. And if there's enough of you on the team to hit the subscribe button, that would help as well. And tell everyone over there that we're doing this show. We're talking about
Thank you.
all different sports, but thank you guys for tuning in. And Zach the Hat, your hat will be done. You just pick the colors, and then we got to figure out how to get it over there without costing an arm and a leg, because
Easy.
apparently
Maybe I'll hand deliver it.
You going over there?
I have to. I need to. It's a huge deal. It's one of my monster, like, in the next 2 years, it's gonna happen type of.
We'll get Zach his hat before 2 years. Like I'm not
I'm
worried
kidding,
about
yes.
you hand delivering a hat. Zach, come to Vegas.
Might be this summer. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how things go.
Oh wow. Okay.
We'll see.
All
I don't
right.
know. We'll figure it out. I gotta get over there. It's a big hole in my travel resume that I love everything about England and London, and don't love the food, but I love everything else. So I need to get over there and check out. I need to go to a soccer match of some sort just to compare, because everyone
Oh.
tells me how psychotic it is. And I've been to, all the big things, all the big moments, World Series games and big NBA games, big NHL games, big college football games. And everyone says, "Oh, there's nothing like a Premier League game. You got to get over there, watch a Premier." Okay. So I got to get over there and check that out in person. Go see football, their version of football.
I want to play a little links golf.
Oh, that too. Oh, yeah, that too. I mean, I'm Scottish, going back to Friday. I'm part Scottish, so I would like to go over there and play.
Got all these boxes checked.
I'm a mutt on a grand. Was
People are
raised
still
Italian.
talking about your hat and jacket combo to start the show last week. And they I got asked over the weekend, was it Bailey's or what was it that got him started in the morning? I don't know what it was.
Bailey's. Yeah, it was Bailey's.
It was Bailey's. Okay,
Oh yeah, it was Bailey's and coffee. Yeah, it was fun. But I wasn't drunk. Everyone's like, "Were you drunk?" I wasn't drunk at all. I had
No.
2 shots of that stuff, which is like, I think it's like 20 proof. It's nothing. It's nothing significant from an alcohol perspective.
Okay.
But it was just, I love that. I mean, I just woke up. I wake up on St. Patrick's Day. I love St. Patrick's Day. It's the first holiday of the year that I celebrate.
I underestimated your love for St. Patrick's Day. I had no idea that was coming. It was great. I mean, we watched the show at the house, and I got asked by multiple people in this under this roof, "Is he okay? Like, what is he doing?"
I'm fine.
He's fine. He's fine.
I'm happy is what I am. I'm happy,
Yeah.
happy. Who is not happy? The public. They got smashed over the weekend.
Whack.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, to the point where bookmakers were crowing loudly about having their greatest days ever.
I don't know who said that, but that ain't going to be said again.
No.
Whoever said that's why it had to be unnamed.
This has been the best start ever to the NCAA tournament in terms of action and results for the book. That is Seamus McGee, sports trader from BetMGM, speaking to the Action Network. Yep. Named Seamus McGee, sports trader at BetMGM.
Yeah.
Speaking the quiet part out loud.
We said for weeks, and I've told people this for years, it's the hardest week of the year to bet. It's the hardest week of the year. The numbers are just airtight, and you can't even believe that it keeps happening. Next game, under. I mean, the unders were, I think they were 48 games, 32 and 16. That's only 67%. If you give the book 67% on the totals to the under, let alone the sides that happen, big teams lose. Purdue gone, Kansas gone. I mean, it ain't that hard. Just put up the numbers and take the bets. Yeah, it was a good weekend.
Yeah,
real
I mean, to watch the way the games got played, it was. I mean, we talked about it on Friday a little bit when Arizona went down. Like that was
Yeah.
the one that took down some pro bettors. They weren't expecting that loss from a 2 seed perspective to go
Right.
down. But then you saw just teams that you were expecting to advance, and teams like Memphis that were taking on Florida Atlantic, and just certain name teams that were expected to make runs get bounced. Purdue losing wasn't that big of a shock because I mean, I don't think anybody really believed in Purdue this year.
Right.
The Big Ten was weak. The ACC was garbage, but Duke is gone. So a lot of just brand name teams that people would bet just because are now all out. I mean, at MSG, the 2 games with the 4 teams in New York, not exactly the most sexiest of matchups that they've got in New York for what they could have had.
No, but it's still going to be somewhat engaging, don't you think?
Yeah, well, it's the tournament, of course, but I mean, like, Duke
Well,
could have been there. Duke could have been in New York, and, like, you could have had some big brand name teams going to MSG, and it would have been a really big deal, and it's not going to be nearly as big. I mean, we got lucky. I mean, UCLA Gonzaga is gonna be a monster.
we got the game, son.
Yeah, I mean, Arkansas UConn here is gonna be an absolute war. We arguably have the 2 best teams in the 2 best games in the Sweet 16 are gonna be here out west at T-Mobile Arena.
Right?
I mean, Arkansas fans are
Uh,
going to show out.
You think?
Oh my goodness. When they're deep into a tournament run, people forget about Nolan Richardson and they forget about the history of Arkansas basketball. They got people, man. Like they love football. They're SEC football crazy. But when their basketball team is good, whoo, baby. Rock and everything going with Arkansas, they come out and they come out in force.
Right?
So there's going to be a lot of red here for Arkansas. I think UConn travels. So they got nothing else in Connecticut.
Yeah.
So they're coming here. And now we know what Gonzaga fans and UCLA fans are going to be doing in Vegas.
Right.
I mean, this is going to be a very difficult ticket to get for the 2 games on Thursday. Saturday might be a bit easier, but the 2 games on Thursday, really hard ticket to get.
Yeah. Who's playing K-State in New York?
One of the small teams, right?
Florida Atlantic's playing Tennessee. They're 5-point favorites. And who's playing Kansas State? The 1 seed, the 2 seed, East.
We've got in New York. Why doesn't ESPN say where
Xavier.
they're playing? That's
Xavier?
annoying. That's really
Is
annoying.
Xavier?
That's West. No, isn't it?
No.
In the East? No, it's FAU versus Tennessee and Kansas State, Michigan State.
Michigan State. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the only one that's not listed on my on screen either. Yeah, Michigan State.
Those are the games right there.
I mean, that's pretty good. They're gonna have a good turnout.
Who in New York?
Yeah.
Well, Michigan State will bring out, but K-State fans will show a little bit. Tennessee fans will definitely go. FAU doesn't really have a fan base to speak of that's large enough. It's just not what they could have had. They could have had Duke, Purdue. They could have had Kentucky.
I'm good with the Blue Bloods losing.
They're not. I mean, we are because I like fresh blood, but the TV networks aren't, and the folks at MSG are not. No, they want the Blue Bloods. They want the big name marquee teams, in particular in New York City.
Right.
You want the big name. You want the splash.
Yeah.
Because is FAU a Cinderella?
They're a 9 seed.
Right.
No?
That's not a Cinderella to me.
What are you talking about? Yeah.
9 seeds. No. I mean, I
I
don't
don't know. Maybe
wouldn't
some of
call
their
it.
luster is lost because they, of who they beat to get there.
They beat an 8 and a 16 to get to the Sweet 16.
Right. So, I mean, everybody's like, yeah,
Right.
whatever.
Tennessee's
but, I
going to
mean,
roll them.
Are
Roll
they?
them. Yes, roll them. I'm so pissed off. I missed 4.5. The move, it opened at 5.5. Move went down. I had no idea. It was crazy to me. And then I went to 6, and I was like, man, I missed that. I would have taken it at 4.5 in 2 seconds. At 5, I would have taken it. 6 gave me a pause. I can wait. I was like, all right, I'll wait.
They're going to house them.
I do believe Tennessee's going to house FAU. Yes, just defensively.
Defensively, that's dead under. It has to be.
Yeah. I mean, I picked Tennessee to win that bracket. I feel very good about that right now. Either K-State or Michigan State. I think Tennessee can beat both those teams. I think Tennessee, Alabama in the Final Four is going to happen. I think I called that correctly. And it's going to be really fun to watch those two teams in the SEC battle, because the conference that's looked the best here in March in this tournament is the Southeastern Conference.
Southeastern Conference. The best conference, you said?
100%.
Why again?
You disagree
Because
with this?
Alabama's in it and Arkansas is in it?
And Tennessee's in it?
Yeah, I mean,
Three
again,
of the 16 teams that are left that are from the SEC. And Alabama, you have a 1 seed that's left,
right,
that's live.
right.
I think the SEC, just in terms of their wins, what they have done, how they've looked, they've been the strongest conference. I mean, Arkansas took down a 1 seed.
Yeah, that was a hell of a game. That could have gone either way too.
Mhm.
That was a really good basketball game. That
Do
was
you,
one
do
of
you
the
like
ones that I
coaches
watched.
taking their shirts off in celebration?
Listen, man, the coaches can do whatever they want. They earned that spot. Like that, I'm good with it. The
Muscle
K-State coach sold me. I'm all in
yeah.
on him and what he's doing. First year guy. I mean, the FDU guy crying after the game at the press conference and stuff. Like, I get it. I totally. I was like, I watch these coaches living and dying with the players. Like,
Right.
this is life-changing stuff. Another 2 games, and you're at the Final Four. You're that close. Like,
The Creighton Blue Jays are playing a 15 seed as a 10-point favorite.
who would have ever thought that?
And then they'll play Alabama for the chance to go to the Final Four,
Right.
which has me all messed up. I don't know
Right.
I don't know what to do with that game. That's going to be the weirdest. I never in 1,000 years would have expected
I
Creighton
wonder
to
what
play
the line
Alabama.
will be for that.
7,
Because, well, I don't know. If Creighton looks impressive
right?
and Alabama barely gets by, might be a little bit less.
Well, it's all about the Brandon Miller groin injury. I mean, if he's not going to look, he hasn't looked like himself the whole tournament. So if he's still, that's a nagging injury, and yeah, the number could be lower. I mean, look, the version of the Creighton Blue Jays that played yesterday can beat anybody in the country. I mean, when you have Nemhart going for what I think he finished with 30, when you have his career high, and then the game before that, you had a career high with Kalkbrenner, you've got a team that's clicking right now.
Right.
Now, as I said last week, the biggest question I always have is when you play those 2 games in one pod, does the shooting continue to the next level?
Right.
And that's always the biggest concern, because they were so damn hot yesterday against Baylor. They couldn't miss. Huge runs for the Jays. Great threes, awesome coaching, great defense. But now you have a team you're supposed to beat in Princeton, a 15 seed.
The good shooting teams should shoot better the second game there, right?
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
they-
but
ideally they should.
they played that first game against Princeton, which is a system team. If you don't hit your threes, I mean, yeah, you'll know. I mean, this is like, they are the biggest Jekyll and Hyde team. Like, it's either the good version or the bad version. Like, which version are you getting? The good version can beat anybody. The bad version can lose to anybody.
Yeah.
The bad version can lose to Princeton 100%.
Tyler has Bama 3.5.
Wow.
Or 3.8 against Creighton.
Oh.
Makes sense. That's the number 4.
The Creighton, if the Blue Jays are in the Final Four, I sent you the text yesterday. I started looking at flights. It's $100
Yeah.
to fly to Houston from Las Vegas, round trip. It's $100
On what?
Spirit, but it's $100.
Holy crap.
I mean,
I don't know. I mean,
It's an
Spirit ain't gonna
Airbus.
sponsor the show. Fuck Spirit. I seriously. They ain't gonna sponsor. That's a tough one for me. I don't know.
all right. Well,
I want to go.
$200
but, like,
if you want to fly on United.
that's fine. I mean, if we're gonna go like for the overnight, I'll go.
well, because
and sit on a
Saturday
Spirit flight,
is.
but
I
man,
mean,
that was the last time I did that. I swore I'd never go on another one of the flights
it's
again.
fine. Yes. I don't
brutal.
know what. I mean, in terms of hotels and places to stay. I mean, I don't know who I talked to, but we could figure it out and get it taken care of. It's just getting into the game is going to be the most difficult thing. But, I can try to pull every string I got from a Creighton basketball perspective to figure out. But the Jays in the Final Four is I never thought in my wildest imaginations I'd ever see it. If that somehow would happen, I don't think they beat Bama. But if Brandon Miller's not healthy, I mean, maybe.
Before you put them in the Final Four, let's get them in the Final Eight.
Right. I think they'll beat Princeton. I'm not sure they cover 10 though.
That's a healthy number, is it not?
Yeah, I can't believe it. A Sweet 16 game. We'll talk about that tomorrow, but that's a 10 for Creighton. What are we doing? We'll do the Thursday games today and the Friday games tomorrow. So let's talk about the buzz game that everyone's still upset about. The last game of the entire night last night was Gonzaga taking on a really feisty team that a lot of people thought, when you start looking at the numbers and looking at how these teams were going to match up against each other, I really thought we were going to see a higher tempo, more aggressive game than we did. The under came in easily in the Gonzaga game last night.
Yep.
But everyone's talking about the last 0.7 seconds of this event.
How about that?
So TCU fouls with 0.7 seconds to go.
That's less than 1 second.
Okay, with 0.7 seconds to go, they somehow reach out and they foul, and everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, what are you doing? I can't believe you did this." Blah blah blah. I agree. That was shocking, right? The number, it was 4 at the time. You need 1 free throw to cover the 4.5. You need 2 free throws to go ahead and cover the 5. Both free throws get hit.
Good. Both of them.
The ball gets rolled. Gonzaga is celebrating. They know they won.
Yes.
They're not worried
at all.
Ball gets picked up and in one shooting motion gets jacked up. Shot goes. 3-point shot is counted good.
Yep.
Under misses. Game goes over. And the dog covers.
How's that possible?
For a lot of people, this was catastrophic. I cannot.
I mean, catastrophic. They lost.
Yeah, it was bad. I mean, really bad. I mean, people calling it the worst beat they've ever had. Just horrific, awful. Can't believe it.
Until next week. I mean, those things are brutal. Like those last second things are done. But
look, I mean, I am now like, if you were, I'm going to say this for the rest of the tournament, any basketball game that you're going to bet, you have to be betting live. If you take a position pregame, you have to take a position live. For just prime example, I bet the first game of the day today in the CBI, Indiana State in the CBI up against Eastern Kentucky.
You did?
Yeah. So I laid 5.5. Okay.
Look at you.
They were down by 5 points.
Yeah.
I took Indiana State money line at plus 150 to cover the loss.
Okay.
It's currently 80-80 with 15 seconds left. Indiana State's got the basketball. We'll see if they win the game.
Oh, God. See if you're going to be.
So we may go to overtime.
May go overtime.
Yeah.
Oh,
the over was, I should have bet the over. Everything was telling me bet the under, but it was 158 on KenPom. And this is 2 top 50 teams in terms of tempo in the country. Like Indiana State and Eastern Kentucky run, and they've run in this game. They scored a ton of points in this game. So we're going to overtime. So we'll see now what ends up happening. I may cover the 5.5 and I may get them both, or we'll see. But yesterday, Eastern Kentucky went to overtime and they scored 17. It went on a 17-1 run in overtime to win, hit the over and cover. But you have to be betting in game right now. These numbers are unbelievably sharp, but the volatility of these games has been remarkable.
Yep.
I mean, we're talking massive swings with the Marquette game against Michigan State yesterday. I got plus on both sides, plus 130, plus 125. You can bet plus, and it doesn't matter who winds up winning the game. You can cover yourself so easily by betting live because these favorites are going down. I mean, they're going down sometimes 6, 7, 8 points. And then you're getting them at plus 1.5 or plus 2.5 or a money line at plus 200 or plus 300. I got burned on the St. Mary's game.
Overtime, by the way. Overtime.
Yeah. So we're fine. It's just interesting to see how this whole thing's going to play out the rest of the tournament, because I had plus 8.5 on TCU. So I didn't care about that 3. It just meant I was trying to middle it, and I thought I middled it.
Right.
It just burned my middle, and I ended up going 1-1, and I was down the juice. Okay, that's fine. But like that, I've watched you do it enough. I've sat with you doing games enough to go, I don't know how anybody is just betting pregame and not betting in game. I don't understand how anyone's doing that right now.
I've been saying it for 5 to 8 years. When I started actually doing it, I was like, I'm going to take 4.5 in a game. I'm going to get 8.5 at some point, or I'm not going to bet it. Like, I'm going to get a much better number. I don't need it. If they're going to offer this stuff, you're not doing anything wrong. You're actually, I think, you're doing yourself a better service if you're taking better numbers. They don't always win.
No.
But what the hell? Why would you take 4.5 before the game if you think you're going to get 7 or 8.5? Like,
yeah, I did
in a game that you like the 4.5. Like,
I did almost in every game yesterday in the tournament. The one game that burned me, I took St. Mary's at plus 8.5 with about 5 minutes to go. UConn just smoked them, and then UConn smoked them. So that was it. So I lost on the UConn game, but the other games, I went 3-1, I believe, on the other games, where I was able to take plus on both sides and then get big numbers on both sides. Plus on me, it was arbing. It wasn't betting. You're just grabbing on either side, and if you keep track of it, you know where you are. Like, if you're coming to Vegas for the second weekend, I mean, this has to be like a must. You have to open up an app that has the ability to bet. Some, like Circa, is they're tight with it. Okay, they only give you options to bet during timeouts, but other books are on the feed, and it's just constantly running, and you just bet it whenever you want. You can see the numbers, how high they get, and you can watch the game and get a feel for a lot of these late game situations, because I'm telling you, these kids in free throws and fouls and what's happening, it's a recipe for disaster.
The other thing that, I literally told the developers the first day I saw it, this isn't designed for basketball. These swings are too volatile. You can't be making somebody who's a 4-point favorite, right? They're up 4. You can't make a minus 500. They're 2 buckets away from being tied. That's not minus. That doesn't add up to the minus 500. Well, with the time on the left and the this and the that, I'm like, this is not right. So you talked about the volatility in just the games. Forget the numbers they're crazy. And then, I mean, we saw it when we sat in person at the game and watched the numbers, and we were a beat or 2 ahead of them. We knew where the number was going to go, and grabbing it as we were seeing something or just about to happen or just happening, and able to, betting it in game in person.
Yes.
You finally have an idea of what the number should be ahead of it. It's life-changing as far as, like, just even betting. You don't have to bet a lot of money. It'll just change the way you think. That's all we're trying to do.
No, it's so funny because this space is so stuck on people being, what's your record? What's your transparency? What did you declare? Right? Everyone's on this. And I get it. People should be declaring what they win and what they lose. But taking pregame positions, it's a great question for the content space going forward, because as more and more people figure out that betting before the game isn't as, I think you said it or somebody else said it, like, they give you the answers to the test during the game. So you're going into the test, you've done your homework, you've done your work, and then you realize, wait, I might be right or might be wrong. You either double down, or you could play off of it and correct yourself, or, play defense with it. In-game wagering gives you an opportunity to get in and out of bets in a really fun way. And people are like, I don't have the time to do that. I just want to bet the game and leave it alone. That's fine. You can do that, but then you can't cry when a Gonzaga game goes the way it went, because you had big numbers.
Crying in baseball, and there's no crying in betting. Like, one of the worst parts about the whole business is just the crying afterward, by the bookmakers, by the bettors, by the content creators, by the wannabe wise guys, by all of them.
Yeah.
The crying, just make the bets and accept the results. And then, the end game is a tool. It's not the be all end all either. I mean, you sent me that text to Purdum's article today. I mean, I read it and I'm just like, like what are we doing as a space? I sat with
I mean, Steve Fezzik bet $100,000 on Purdue and they lost. I mean, he was trying to win $2,000. He was just trying to arb it, and he got burned.
play with fire, you get burned sometimes. Yeah. I mean, and again, it's a good bet because it's 99% to happen and you only have to lay 45 to 1. Okay. It's always a good, I mean, they're good bets when they win. They're not good bets when they lose. That's everything. And I mean, I give Steve credit. I mean, he owned it.
He did.
He got
Multiple,
roasted. And I mean,
publicly.
He's in fucking ESPN.com today.
And he talked to them. I couldn't believe it. So he gave an interview for wow.
Yeah.
Well, I guess,
DP must have reached out and got a hold of him. But yeah, there's just you got to be dialed in a little bit though. It's not something you do casually.
Right.
You have to have the responsibility of because a lot of guys have nicknamed it the chase. When you start betting in game, you can be chasing and you can get in deep fucking trouble.
Look, it's 88-87. Indiana State's up by 1. Eastern Kentucky ball with 50 seconds to go. Right. So I have 2 positions on this game. I have a money line at plus 150 and I laid 5.5. If Eastern Kentucky wins this game, I lose 2 units on this. I go down on both. So it's because I had minus 5.5. I think the 1 seed is Indiana State. I think they're going to win the game. So I took plus 150. So I go down.
You just middled yourself. If they win by 1 through 5, you lose both?
No, if Eastern Kentucky wins, I lose both.
Oh, you took 5.5 and you have plus 150.
Correct.
Oh, okay. All right. So you have a middle working. 1 through 5 works.
If all I need is a win for Indiana State and I make money.
Right. You have Indiana State money line, you said,
yes. Right. Plus 150. Yeah.
Yeah. And
if I lose,
you have the other side plus 5.5.
No.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 fall.
No. I have minus 5.5. Laid 5.
You did the absolute wrong middle.
Well,
you middled yourself. You lose both if they fall 1 through 5.
No, I need India. If Eastern Kentucky wins,
Eastern Kentucky wins by 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 points, you lose them both.
If they win by anything, if they win by 100, I lose both bets. It doesn't matter what. I need Indiana State to win the game.
No, they win by 5.5. You laid 5.5. If they win by 6 or more, you win that bet. You go 1-1.
No, I go 2-0. I'm on Indiana State minus 5.5.
And you took them on the money line?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I took them both. So that's what I mean. That's the chase, right? You could do the other side. You could have taken Indiana State, EKU money line, and had 5.5. Could have done that,
right?
But I was worried that's the middle. That's where I middle myself. I didn't want to do that.
No, that's not where you middle yourself. You're creating a middle. That's what you want to do. You have one side on the money line and the other side plus the points.
Correct. Plus, but I laid. So you can't do that because if Indiana State wins by 1, I lose both bets.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So I took money line for that reason. To cover the 5.5 in case Indiana State wins but not covers.
Right.
So, but if they lose the game and they're down by 1 with 13 seconds to go. So Indiana State's got the ball now. Go try to win the game. And this game probably isn't going to overtime. To double overtime, it's going to be up to see who can hit a shot or free throws for that. To see if it goes. But that's the chase. That's where you can get in trouble. I can go.
What is that on right now? Is that on regular TV?
No, it's on a thing called Flow Hoops.
Oh, Flow. Yeah, they do the broadcast
for
softball.
Broadcast? Oh yeah, right.
We've done a lot of. I actually, they covered one of the premier tournaments in girls softball, and is called PGF, Premier Girls Fast Pitch. It's a national tournament in LA, and Flo covered it when we were playing in it. So they got to interview the girls, and now they're doing collegiate sports.
Yeah. Flow.
Yeah.
They do Flow Hoops. They do Flow Combat. They do Flow whatever. That's the moniker, and then they put a sport onto it. And they're a streaming service, and they do a lot of the smaller sports, but they have a niche. They have a niche for stuff. So tomorrow, the semifinals are on ESPN2. So you get some mainstream for the CBI. We'll talk about the CBI here later because it is kind of wild. But we talked about full game unders and how they came in. Like you mentioned, we saw quite a few of them hitting about 65% to the full game under. The biggest reason, and this is a little bit surprising, 3-point shooting over the 4 days was awful.
Yep.
Now, I don't know if it was the venue. I don't know if it was the defenses. I don't know if it was just kind of a fluky situation. But we're talking teams, 30% shooting from behind the arc.
Yep.
Is absolutely stunning. Overall 3-point shooting in NCAA tournament, 30%.
Is it though? Like I don't know if it's that stunning. There's
how many kids that shoot threes? How many offenses are based upon 3-point setups? Yeah, that's kind of surprising.
First time in the gym for a lot of these kids. First time in the gym is Wednesday. They get there Tuesday, right? Walk through. Wednesday, practice, shoot around, all that other stuff. Thursday, let's go play.
But that doesn't happen when they play preseason tournaments here in Vegas, when they play at T-Mobile Arena, or they play
they do.
in Maui.
Those unders, oh, God, those unders are great.
But they don't shoot 30%. The games might go under based upon pace or just overall the way the game's called or whatnot.
Or bad shooting.
30% from three it just shows you how many teams rely on the 3-point shot and build their offenses around
the whole
it.
sport. It's changed everything. I don't know.
Does it continue? Because now we're getting into the larger venues coming up. We're getting into more, bigger type venues soon. Houston is in a football stadium. It's an elevated court.
I don't know how they do that.
They build the court up, they build it up, and they elevate it, and then they build the stands around it, and it's a whole construction for the Final Four in Houston. The last time it was there, I remember it was the Duke and Gonzaga game, I believe, but you can hear the guy's feet slamming on the floor because it's hollow.
Yeah.
So it sounds weird. It just doesn't sound like a normal basketball court that you're watching.
Yeah, I don't know. If I was a coach, I'd want to get my team there as quick as possible and get at least
Indiana State lost. They lost by 1.
Indiana State lost.
That's brutal. So my day got off to a wonderful start. We're down 2 units on the day, so we'll see what happens.
There we
go. Good
go.
win for Eastern Kentucky. Over was the bet. That was the better play in that game, was the over. Dog in the over, which is somewhat surprising. But Valley teams are now all done. That's too bad. Indiana State had a hell of a year. That's an unfortunate loss for them. I thought they're the 1 seed in that thing. 8 seed Eastern Kentucky takes them down.
Can't even believe anybody even looks at the seeds for that thing.
Oh,
why in the world would you even look at the seeds? Just look at the numbers and go.
Oh, well, no, fine. Yeah. But just in terms of just who you're playing and where you're playing, Indiana State was, that went up to 7. That bet got steamed to Indiana State -7 this morning. Yeah, came back down, closed at 6.5.
6.5,
yeah. So another CLV game for me where I had 5.5.
Right.
And it went up to 6.5 and 7, then came back down. But
right in the can with that one.
With everything else on this, so you can go ahead and say this. It's been a very difficult tournament. Laying favorites has been brutal. But what do you make of the Big Ten and the ACC? So I was very adamant about the ACC.
Yeah.
I feel vindicated. The Big Ten with Michigan State. How good is Tom Izzo, man? The guy is just tremendous. He's incredible. He's incredible.
It's just tremendous. They may win again. Yeah. I don't even know if they have the best team. It's just Ben said it this morning. I did the morning after with him, and he goes, there's in Michigan State, there's January, February, Izzo, and April.
Fair.
I was like, damn it. You're right. Because the Penn State game, when they won, I was so excited. You saw, I was like, oh my God, we could have a team in the Sweet 16. And then they lost, and Northwestern lost, and anyone that won lost. That's it. Right. Michigan State's the only one left. I don't know. Purdue, I'm not going to pile on.
But they could. Michigan State can wind up in the Final Four. He's just that good. He's such an
They
incredible
can.
tournament coach.
Yeah.
He recruits kids that know exactly how he wants to play. And when it comes to 1 or 2 day turnaround, there might be nobody better in history than Tom Izzo to get his team ready.
Right?
They are good. Like they win the Elite 8 game against Kansas State, they could very well be in Houston as a 7 seed.
It's a battle. They're favored.
Yeah. They should beat me. I mean, they should beat. I mean,
They're
that's
favored over K-State.
yeah.
That's one of those ones the books are perfectly acceptable needing K-State.
Right. Either or. I mean, they shoot poorly. If Michigan State doesn't hit their shots, then yeah, I mean that's a story for anybody. That's basketball. Hit your shots, you advance. Miss your shots, you lose. It's a make or miss game. But certain teams are more beholden because of the way they play. They play lower scoring games, lower possession games. So they have to score more consistently. But I mean, that's a really fun game. But there's tons of Michigan State people in New York. That's going to be a really pro Spartan crowd for that game.
Is it?
Uh-huh. Yeah. A lot of people and it's a quick flight, not a bad drive.
What's
Be
the
a
other
lot of-
game there?
On the other side. I should have brought my bracket down here.
Yeah, let me see.
The other game on that
The
side.
winner of that game will play who? Thursday. Florida Atlantic or Tennessee?
Yeah, there you go. Right. Yeah. And they could beat
Uh,
Tennessee. Tennessee plays perfectly for Michigan State. That's exactly the type of game they want to be in. Physical grinder.
See, I'm thinking if I'm anywhere close, or Manhattan, Kansas, or whatever, and I'm
Mhm.
this close,
Mhm.
I'm going because I think we're getting 2 games. Like
Right.
there's gonna be a lot of K-State people there. Who's the Tennessee and Florida Atlantic? Oh, they're the first. No, that's the second game. Okay, I was gonna say who are they gonna be rooting for? K-State,
Tennessee fans will probably root for Michigan State, most
Okay.
likely, just based on seeding alone and thinking that they could beat them. I mean, that game is more K-State's got some athletes that might pick up the tempo a bit for Tennessee. But I like Tennessee to go
Boys
win
and girls in the chat,
bracket.
we almost got triple digits of people in here watching right now. Show everybody what the chat does here. Put in your pick right now on Monday. I'm not holding anybody to anything. Kansas State, K-State, or Mich State. Who I want to see who people pick because I think this is one of those pick 'em games that the majority of this people are going to be on Michigan State and K-State's going to win. That's my Monday take on it right now. I think
Interesting.
I think K-State is super live in that game. I would have made the game a pick 'em and just let it sit there and write bet after bet after bet after bet on the one side.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So just to go back to the CBI for just 1 second, this is wild because I was going ahead and doing some research because I bet the Indiana State game, which I got wrong today.
Uh-huh.
Did you know that they're paying the players?
And that CBI thing. Yeah.
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 This is the first time in history
Yeah.
the winning team will receive $25,000 to go to the players. And
Like to
name,
split up
image. Yes.
25K or 25 each.
I believe it's $25K to split up.
Yeah.
Name, image, and likeness.
Yeah. Playing
We've
for
never
cash,
seen-
baby. That sounds like a pro.
We've never seen a college basketball tournament go and get played for
money.
money.
For money out loud. For
How
real
do you
money.
right for out loud, right? For money out loud.
Yeah.
So if you're the team, right, and you win this thing, how do you break it up?
That's been my question since the beginning of all this. Who gets what? Like I need to know the number, and then I need to know how you're going to give
Change
it
that
up.
graphic, Farra, if you could for this. Go ahead. Yeah.
Look at all these people. K-State. Oh no, there's mostly Michigan States. I just looked down. I see a lot of Michigan States. And Mikey Awesome is stubborn as hell. He's putting ODU for Old Dominion University, despite the fact that they're not playing. He's not listening to the show, but he does a great job anyway. It sounds like it's a good thing, right? People are getting money to play. Like they're getting something from this. Is this a good thing?
I mean, it gives you the incentive to play in a worthless tournament like the CBI.
It's fine, but I
But
mean,
if there's 13 kids on the team,
ain't nobody getting 1/13th share. Like
oh, you think starters get more?
I don't know. I would say everybody gets a 13th of a share.
Right.
If
That's how
there's
you should
13.
do it, I assume.
Correct. But
If you're the coach and you got to keep people's egos in check, what do? Give one kid 5 and give everybody else to split up with a 20? Like, what do you do? This could be I mean, I'm not saying it's going to be a big problem, but it's an interesting dilemma if you're the head coach and you win this thing and you got to cut up $25,000 amongst your players. So the walk-on kid who didn't play all year, that kid's getting as much as the kid who hit the game-winning shot to win the tournament.
yeah, I mean, like, what do you say? I don't know. Like I think about it all the time. I always put it in a perspective as I'm trying to manage my dugout and the girls and not me coaching. How
Yeah.
would I do this? Somebody gave me 25,000 and I got to give it out. Well, as soon as I give it out equally, for the parents and their kids are coming to my office going, "What are you doing? How could you give that kid ain't played a lick and ain't even come to practice, is barely on the, you know, hanging off of being suspended for classes. My kid's an A student, comes to every practice and plays the most minutes. How did I not get more? You know, immediately when you bring money into it, it causes a fucking problem. You know, if it's not decided before, like, all right. And if it's 25,000, SoCal Degen said 25K to split, that's cheap.
It is, but we've
I
never
mean,
seen
if
it
it's
a
if it's
nickel or a dime.
25,000 a person,
It's not.
that's 300,000 if it's 12 shares.
Yeah, no.
That's
It could
more
be
than the coaches all make combined.
right. It's not. It's
It's not
40,000.
25, right.
They're
It's not
giving
25,000
$40,000.
each.
First place team gets 25,000. Second place team gets 10,000. Third place team gets 5.
Yeah. And they tell you they get a free trip to Florida and a
Yeah.
hotel room and all that
Yeah.
other shit. That's the
Yeah.
same stuff they're telling us a lot of things about going and doing road shows. You get this, you get that, you get that. We need money. That's what we need. It's just let's do it that way. How much money? Okay, well, how are we
Right.
dividing it?
Right.
I want to divide it before we get it rather
Fair.
than getting it and then deciding how to divide it, right? Can you imagine dividing this? The winning team's gonna what are they gonna do? Hand out cash in a locker room? I mean, this is like international basketball. I don't know if this is good. I don't know.
It's weird. I did not know until last night when I was doing the research. I wait, what? The CBI is giving players money?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, well, that doesn't really change my handicap, but it does change my interest in the tournament. Now I'm kind of curious.
Right?
I may watch this thing tomorrow night and on Wednesday when the championship game goes off. I'm like, okay, you have my attention now. I want to see this. How does this go down? Does the celebration look more? Are the kids more excited? Are they like what? Are they feeling like they didn't make enough? I don't know. I mean, I don't know how much money is enough money. Once you say 25,000, you realize, okay, if you're a college kid, if I give you $1,000, that's pretty good. You know, free. Here's $1,000. I could live 2 months on $1,000 in college, but I don't know what.
For sure, a month.
Yeah, a month for sure. 1 month,
250 a week would have been a dream.
right? So I don't know. I mean, I don't
To
know what you
eat
do.
pizzas and McDonald's and all that other shit. I'd have been able to
Yeah,
take the girlfriend out to a movie, maybe think about a title shot, all kind of other things. It would have been great had I been
right,
getting that.
right. So I don't know. To me, I think but how much NIL money has been already given to these kids? I don't know. Like, I thought it when I watched the Creighton Blue Jays yesterday and I saw the team unity in the back of my mind, I kept on having what people were telling me all year long about the problems that the team has had with name, image, and likeness because the entire team was handed 6 figures before the whole year began. And there were egos in play. They had issues. They went through some hard times. They were losing. They were sick. You know, Kalkbrenner had mono. Like it was a whole tough season. And people were like, well, yeah, they already made over 100,000 each. They're good. And then in the tournament, now it's for real. Now it's about going and winning, and there's a lot to play for now. And I'm
Right.
seeing a different in their mindset. They're giving each other high fives. They're picking each other up off the floor. They're talking to each other. They just seem to be way more invested in each other than they were 3 months ago. And it's because it's go time now. Like there's no more time for ego. You're playing in the biggest of all events you'll ever play in for some of these kids.
Right.
So I don't know. It's a really interesting look as how money is changing, but the NIL thing is still the wild, wild west, and there's nobody governing it.
Nobody.
Mm-mm.
And again, I if they're already getting NIL money, you tell them, look, if we win this tournament, it's $25K a team. Everybody gets 1,200. Some kids will be like, I don't give a shit about the 1,200.
Fair.
You know, like
Yeah.
I want to win. And then, all right, if I'm hurt, do I still play? I mean, if we win without me, we still get the 1,200, right? I don't know if I'm going to, who knows?
Right.
Again, it sounds like, you read the headline, you're like, oh, they're playing for money. They're paying kids. Good, great. Well, whatever. Hold on. Hold on. I don't know if this is all, rainbows and positive stuff. I'm not sure.
It's definitely unique. We're definitely in a unique place. So let's just look at the games for Thursday today. Briefly touch on them, not spend a lot of time on them. We'll do the Friday games tomorrow, but
Yeah.
just the opening numbers as to where they currently sit here on a Monday. Michigan State's laying 1.5 to Kansas State. You think the K-State plus 1.5 is live?
I do.
You just bet money line. If you like K-State, you bet money line. Do you not?
Well, I would like to get over 2 or
Okay.
get at least 2, but yeah, I think you got to do both. The line's going up. I mean, it's painted 2 now. Let me see.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, there's no more 1.5s.
How about that?
All 2s, 138, 137.5. Wow. So the first bet came over.
Really?
Okay.
That's interesting. First bet is over.
Yep.
137.5. It's still 1.5 at FanDuel. Minus 120.
Oh, they're holding. Oh. It's the same as 2 minus 110, except it's not 2.
Right.
With the juice. If you buy half a point, it's minus 110. I don't get it, but that's what they do.
They hold minus 134 in the money line. You get plus money on K-State right now if you want Kansas State at FanDuel at plus 112 on them, which is somewhat surprising. UConn against Arkansas, 4 seed against the 8 seed. UConn laying 4.5 here in Las Vegas at T-Mobile Arena. I cannot wait to watch this. This is a war. On top of the fact you have 2 coaches who are both spasmodic on the sidelines, which are going to be really fun to watch. Hurley versus Musselman.
Wait, say this again. I'm just getting a text right now that I had to tend to. Go. What did you say now?
I said UConn against Arkansas is going to be a war here. Game 1 on Thursday.
Oh, guys, put it in the chat. The line's 3.5, right?
Yep.
Let's give
4.
you 3.
It's down. Wow. It was 4.5 this morning. That was so the move went to Arkansas.
Let's say it's minus 3. Your first reaction Monday. UConn minus 3, Arkansas plus 3. Who do you want?
Give me UConn.
See, it's an Arkansas play for sure.
Wow. Why?
Oh, I just know what they're going to play. Arkansas beating Kansas was a big deal in their eyes. They're going to play like they're looking to play against the Big East teams a lot. I mean, the Big East has 3 teams in it too, by the way.
I know.
In the Sweet 16.
Oh, yeah.
So
not as good as the SEC, but right behind them.
You can halt the SEC love and give the Big East some love too.
Yes, they're right behind them. I'll give you. I will say this. There were 2 teams that I was going to bet preseason to win the national championship. I did not bet Arkansas because of the injuries they suffered in the preseason, but I was going to bet Arkansas. Arkansas's got some incredibly highly recruited kids on their roster. I mean, there's a lot of people who are going to be yelling "Woo Pig Suey" loudly in Vegas.
Huh.
Arkansas, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't hate it as the resident hater of UConn. I don't mind. I mean, this is SEC versus UConn. This is like, I want Arkansas to win. How are they going to handle the 2 twin towers is my question for UConn.
Wow. Perrault just came in and said, Arkansas keep the points. Money line.
Yeah. I think
Johnny
that's, yeah. At this point, I don't know, taking a bucket, like you can. I just think it's likely that if Arkansas covers the plus 3.5 or plus 3, that Arkansas wins the game outright.
Yeah.
And advances. So I mean, I think you got to play both. If you're going to take the points, take Arkansas money line too. You get plus money on it.
Right.
That is going to be, I can't wait. Like that's the game. That's the circle game of the week to me, other than Gonzaga, UCLA, but UCLA is not the same as what they were going into the tournament due to the injuries to Clark. But I mean, it's just going to be awesome to watch. I mean, this is two up and coming programs that are going to have a lot to say in the next couple of years about the national stage.
Yeah.
So Vegas local here, UConn. Yeah. I mean, I don't hate it. I mean, it's again, I on Monday, I don't know.
Right.
This next game, Tennessee FAU, I feel like I know. I'm going to wait. Tennessee. This number is going to bounce all over the place because it's gone as high as 6. It's down to 4.5.
It ain't going back down below 5.
You mean above 5?
No. It's not going below 5. It's
below 5 now.
It's 5 everywhere.
It's 4.5 at FanDuel.
It won't be for long.
Yeah, 4.5 minus 115.
Wow, Westgate just said Stugotz right now. They guys are watching the show. John, Ed, Jeff, if you're watching, thank you, boys.
Where'd they go?
Hit the like button right here. They just went to 5.5. Yep, that's going up.
I think Tennessee's the play on this.
Yeah.
I just don't believe FAU can handle the pressure.
I don't know. The coach is I'm so impressed with them.
But their path wasn't that difficult. They could have lost to Memphis.
No, again, the path don't mean shit to me. I just watch the games and make the numbers and just say it's a better basketball team than a lot of people might have given them credit for. Tennessee's going to be a hard matchup, though. They're going to be not saying they have to play a perfect game to win, but they have to play above their average game to win. Like just doing what they do isn't going to be enough. But can they? For sure. Is Tennessee capable of laying a clunker? Absolutely.
Everybody is in this tournament.
But they can't score.
Tennessee?
The total in this game.
Yeah.
You see the total in this game?
Yeah.
131.5.
Yep. That's right. I mean, they played Tennessee's. They squeezed the orange, literally. I mean, they are going to make you work on both ends of the floor.
It's the lowest total of all the games.
By a ways, right?
4 points.
Yeah.
It's an under.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's an under 2. And just because of the way both teams are going to play and just how many possessions they're going to have. It's more of a possession game for me than anything else. And then finally, UCLA Gonzaga's got the glitz and the glam, and the people are going to be here. All the UCLA people are going to show out and be a part of this. I have no idea. Gonzaga is my champion. This is the game I simply don't know. I picked Gonzaga to win the game pre-flop. I'll still be on them money line, but not confidently.
No, this is a hard game. -2 already on UCLA.
2.5 at FanDuel.
UCLA money's strong, man. They come.
Well, I mean, they're good. Look, Mick Cronin's a really good coach.
Yeah.
He's got to have them prepared. I mean, he's had one of the most successful runs as a head coach of UCLA since Wooden. I mean, he's been tremendous in terms of his success in the dance, what he's done in the Pac-12, and they just played and won the Pac-12 championship in this building.
Wow. Winning Las Vegas just popped into the chat. She claims that she's a girl better. Thank you for joining the show. Welcome to the chat.
In the brigade. That's very
she
cool.
says we've helped her game.
Good.
That's great news right there. Well, tell somebody, please. Winning. What is it? Winning Las Vegas. So we'll call you Winning LV. Thank you for being here. Who do you like in the UCLA Gonzaga game? If we've helped your game, help us a little bit. Here's another one for the chat on a Monday. Which one do you think we'll see more of? Here, let's put it in. Gonzaga or UCLA, boys and girls.
Bets.
Put it in the chat. Money line, straight, whatever. No points, just money line.
UCLA is going to come in heavy.
I don't think.
Everyone thinks Gonzaga is soft.
Is that justified?
Yes,
Why?
because they are. I mean, they're
They
just
played some good teams this year. What are you talking about?
no. I just think they're just not a physical team. They're not going to fight you.
UCLA's a physical team.
Yeah, UCLA. Yes,
What happened against Arizona then?
they will body you up.
Pac-12.
They will smack you. They take on the personality of their coach. They're more of a grinding team.
Wow,
I'll be
there's
very curious.
way more Zags in this chat.
Good.
Holy crap. It was all UCLA early. It's all Zags now. Wow. Does anybody say Zaga?
Yeah, when they mispronounce Nevada. They'll say Zaga.
I was giving Sammy P shit because he filled out his bracket and he wrote Zaga. And I was like, you wrote Zaga? Who calls him Zaga? Apparently people in the Midwest call Gonzaga Zaga when they like for short. I never heard that in my life.
What do you call him? Zaga? Not Zaga?
Zags.
Zags, yeah. Oh, but people say
With an
Zags.
S.
Oh, I've heard Zags. Oh, Zags.
Zags is how you know them.
Yeah, Zags. 100%.
Yeah, nobody writes Zaga. Zaga.
Right. Yeah, I'll give you that. Zags,
Yeah.
definitely. Yes.
Yeah,
But
come on.
look, Timmy is unbelievable. In the second half last night, he was incredible.
Yeah.
And they need their guards to hit threes because when they hit threes, they got to get out on them. And that's when Timmy goes to work.
Oh, it's I mean, it was a work of art against St. Mary's. In the championship game. I mean, I saw it in person. I was so impressed.
She
And
said,
it was a steamroll.
he just pulled it off the cream, but she just wrote, I showed the show to some guys at Arizona Charlie's. We appreciate that. Thank you.
Hey, all right.
On YouTube. We appreciate that. That's nice of you.
Arizona Charlie's Decatur. That's the spot. That's the closest
is.
one to us. That's where we go to load up the app. And
Yeah.
that's a great crew behind the counter.
Oh,
at
cool.
that- at
They're
the
nice.
place. There's
Yeah,
some,
they're nice
there's
guys.
some
I don't know
old
them.
timers.
Yes. But they like to talk. I've hung out there and talked to the guys. They're cool. Books, something to be.
I mean, the book is what it is.
Yeah.
There's a tremendous Dunkin' Donuts right there.
There is. Any
That's-
place, any. That's why I love Virgin. That's why. Hey, look, you have a Dunks in your casino, and I feel very much at home.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. Take your Starbucks lines. Give
I
me
love how Sonic comes in. He pops in while we're doing the show live and says, I'm working. I'm listening to some work conversations, but I'm here and I'm listening in and I'm in the chat. I love that. Don't get fired.
You don't get fired.
Please don't get fired. Not yet.
Not yet,
Until we get this thing figured out, we can hire the team.
Then we'll
We're
go.
lucky we can hire ourselves right now. So
We are
please
hiring
don't get fired.
So just real quickly, the rumor's right. Ed Cooley officially has accepted the job at Georgetown.
Right.
So sometimes we do get the right rumors. Sometimes we are told the things that were right. And the fading of Providence was right at the end of the year. The kids knew this was going to happen.
It's a terrible situation.
When the kids know.
I mean,
especially when he's a father figure type like Ed Cooley is.
It just sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks for everybody. I don't know.
Your life's going to change as a player dramatically. You went there to play for him and he's leaving, going to Georgetown. You might go with him, but chances are you can't. It's tough. It's going to be a very interesting look when Georgetown plays at Providence next year because he had tremendous success with Providence.
Right.
But New Englanders tend to not like guys who leave, in particular in conference. They go to a rival.
Yeah. I don't know. When you have a lot of success, I mean, he stayed long enough, I guess, and it's a big opportunity to go there. Okay. And so I get it. Did Tyler just go third person on us in the chat? Tyler likes UCLA. He typed it himself. Tyler, you can't go third person on yourself. What are you doing? Jeez.
That's pretty good.
Crazy.
So let's talk baseball.
Yep.
World Baseball Classic. This is an interesting couple of days for you baseball heads because Team USA, big win last night.
Yep.
Trey Turner.
Bigger win on Saturday. Like that game on Saturday was for a game that don't mean nothing, for a tournament that don't mean nothing, and
I think it
certainly
means
don't
something.
draw nearly enough betting interest.
I think it means something.
When you hear these guys talk about it and you watch the fans watching it, it's electric, it's exciting, and it's high leverage baseball, which is
Yeah.
what fans want. It's unfortunate you can't recreate this every night for 6 months. And these guys are playing for a paycheck during the year. They're playing for their country for 2 weeks, 2.5
Well,
weeks
that's what a
during
bunch
this
of the guys were saying after the game. They were saying, why would you want to play a meaningless spring training or Cactus League game when you could play this?
Right.
Why would you not want to be a part
Right.
of this and what Trey Turner has done in the last 2 games? I mean, the guy's got 4 home runs in this thing. He's been the hero. He had a grand slam last night against Cuba.
It was, I don't know, like, this is exciting. This is fun to see these guys. I mean, you see Trout playing meaningful baseball games, right? You see Trey Turner stepping up in these moments and making you think about, if you're a Phillies fan or you want to buy a Phillies future, geez, he's going to be there every day for the next decade. Like, this is going to be okay. This is going to be fun. That being said, Japan, Mexico tonight.
Team Japan minus 265 against Mexico tonight.
Hold on. I just looked down and I just saw Lisa said that Lisa is winning Las Vegas. So now that I know Lisa's name, I will refer to her as Lisa.
Okay.
She says you got to give her a shirt and she'll wear it. All right, we'll get you a shirt, Lisa.
All right. We got to make shirts
We're-
first.
we
But
gotta-
there's actually no BVB shirt in existence. We have not ventured down the
Not
t-shirt
yet.
route yet.
Not yet. We'll get Lisa hooked up.
Yeah.
Like
What do
hats,
you-
Lisa?
We
got hats.
We got hats.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
Pick your colors.
it'd be like
V's
hats.
and a V.
Team
Japan
USA
or
Team-
Mexico?
Tonight, minus 265.
Minus 230.
265 at FanDuel.
Whoa. What? Is it really right now?
It was an hour ago.
Let's see what they did with this thing here. Baseball.
It is 265 at FanDuel.
Yeah, 230 here in Vegas.
Okay.
240 average number.
So
Wow.
if this happens in
What's
Team
the
Japan,
plus on that side right now?
205.
Yeah, see, it's plus. It's minus 230 plus 210 here at Circa. Minus 240 plus $2. So they're widening the gap at some of these places. I'm not in favor of that.
But if Japan wins, we will actually see Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani up against each other playing a meaningful baseball game for the first time ever.
Shohei going to pitch tonight or tomorrow?
I'd hold him tomorrow.
What if there is no tomorrow?
But they can be, then you go ahead and put him in relief and bring him out of the bullpen if you need him. But I just expect Japan to win.
Darvish tonight,
Yeah.
Ohtani tomorrow.
Yeah. That's how I would throw it.
That's a hell of a parlay there, son.
That's why.
Woo!
But they're finally going to play a meaningful game against each other.
Irony in that.
Right? We waited for this long for Trout and Shohei to be on the major stage, to be on the big stage, and they're against each other.
Irony. That's just,
Only one's going to win.
yeah, that's, I don't know. I don't know what you're doing tomorrow. for that
I'm
game.
watching this game tonight. I can't wait to watch Japan, Mexico
I
tonight.
I can't wait to watch this game tonight. There's some NBA games. There's not any college games that I'm even remotely interested in enough to even peek at.
No, I had to go downstairs because I had 2 TVs going, I had my phone going and everything else. And then I saw on Twitter and I asked the question, anybody watching this? Because Team USA was playing in an elimination game against Cuba.
Yep.
And Trey Turner went deep. Twitter went crazy. And I'm like, who's watching this? And a bunch of people were like, you have to be watching this. I was like, all right. So I came downstairs, got my laptop, went upstairs and went ahead and put it on my laptop. So I had 5 screens basically going. And I watched once it was 14-2, I shut it off. I was like, okay, this is
enough.
They're
Right.
routing them. If this was at an earlier time in the tournament, they run ruled them. So they would have ended the game early. But that was a sellout crowd in Miami. It was a huge crowd.
Those guys asked me this morning on Irizarry and Moose to go to Miami
Oh,
tonight. They're like, "Would you meet us there if we get you a ticket?" I'm like, to the baseball game and an airline ticket? Yeah, I'll be there. Like, this is something that if you have an opportunity to go to, you go to, right? Like,
oh
this is
yeah.
I mean, I don't know when I'm gonna see this again, right?
World Baseball Classic with the Tawny versus Trout, maybe never.
Right. And I think Altuve getting hit and a couple of these other things happening. I
Mm,
mean, Diaz getting hurt, like,
mm.
clubs are not gonna let the best guys play in this if they do this again in March, which I still think is the best time to do it to allow the most participation. When are you gonna do this in July? Shut down the season for 3 weeks? They're not gonna do it. They're not
Right.
gonna let them do it. So, I don't I don't know, like, this is one of those things that it would be fun as hell, and that crowd of Miami is hyped up. Either way, it's
So
gonna be awesome.
SoCal DJ just sent us the starting pitcher. It's Roki Sasaki for Japan.
Okay,
Atani is DHing.
okay.
Sandoval going. Oh my God, Patrick Sandoval going for Mexico. Okay, give me Japan. Okay. So Japan's gonna win they're gonna win this game. Yoshi's batting fifth. I want to
Oh,
watch
here we
him.
go. Here we go with the Yoshi bullshit. Oh,
I'm
it's
a-
gonna be
I
all
gotta
summer
I gotta
long.
get excited for something considering the Sox are gonna suck. At least I'll have somebody to be excited about, and then he can say to, "Hey, Atani, come play in Boston. Come on, come play.
I think it whispers have already started.
Come play for the Red Sox. Come play with me. Come on. This is fun being on the same team, right? When you want to do it full time, get off that crap organization you're on. Come play for the Red.
Marlins 2023 season ticket holders also got free tickets and priority seating for this.
Good. They should. I have no
How
problem.
about that?
Pack that damn place. I don't care how.
Right?
I don't care if you're giving away 10-cent tickets. I don't care if they're all free. Get as many damn people in that building as possible. This is for the health of baseball. Forget about money at this point. This is for the sport. This is good for the game to have this in Miami, to have it be a big deal with nothing up against it tomorrow night with USA against Japan in Miami.
Right.
I mean, it's going to be unbelievable. The atmosphere is going to be unlike any spring training game we've ever seen, ever.
Well, spring training game, yeah.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. We don't see these games in March like this. This is
No.
real world stuff. This is regular season playoff type baseball. I mean, the at-bats are going to be pressure packed. The decisions are going to be scrutinized. It's great.
Right.
Baseball should be jumping for joy that they can do this in
Yes.
March.
I
Forget the
think so.
injuries. Injuries
I
happen in
think so
spring
too.
training.
Yes. I agree. Like, it is what it is with the injuries. It's not because of this.
No.
It's just happened during this.
Right.
It's not the result of this.
A million.
So,
I mean, injuries happen. You can't it sucks. Okay, I'm sorry, Astro fans. That sucks. Okay, I get it. But and Mets fans, it sucks. It's just a bad situation. But a guy can get. We've seen pitchers get hurt at home cutting cucumbers, and they slice their thumb, and they're out for a month. Like, this bummer things happen. It's just not that big of a deal. So with that
Right.
said, Team USA to win over Team Japan right now is plus 130 at FanDuel. If they play tomorrow, what's going to be the number? Pick them.
What is going to be the number? Yeah. I mean, it depends on a pitcher. You
It's
tell
gonna
me
be Ohtani.
Ohtani's pitching.
It's going to be Ohtani.
It should be, right?
Yeah,
What if
it's
it's
going to
not?
be Ohtani. It's going to be Ohtani. He's not pitching tonight for a reason. It's going to be Ohtani. He's going
Right.
to throw. I don't know what the pitching requirements. I know there's different rules about how many innings guys
Japan's
can throw.
home. Japan's small. Minus 115.
Okay. So here you get Team USA on the other side, what, plus 115?
Dead pick 'em.
So you get more value.
Start at minus 105 both sides.
So you get more value if you want to bet Team USA today versus tomorrow.
Yeah.
So it just depends if you're going to bet. The world's going to bet Team USA. Every American bettor is going to bet Team USA. So if you want to bet
This
Team
is true.
USA, I would bet Team USA now. Bet the exacted now. Now, granted, you lose the bet if Japan loses tonight. If it's Team USA against Mexico, you lose. So Just heads up on that. But I don't
Right.
think Mexico's beating Team Japan tonight.
Did you see the Team Mexico alternate hats?
They're nice.
The baby blue, almost like this blue that I was just wearing with the this is the Vegas
Right.
Vegas Aviators throwback Mexican. I forget what this means. I forget, but it's that color with the
Day of the
pink
Dead, is it
bill and
not?
the M. What
Day of
is
the
it?
Dead, right? Day of the Dead.
Yeah, yeah, but there's a word for it in Spanish that I don't want to butcher. That's what that is. But yes, the Day of the Dead. That's the hat that I want. I think Mexico's live.
Wow.
I
So
do.
So then that's not a good bet, Team USA. You think they're live? It's a Rosarena Verdugo.
No, if it's Mexico in the game, USA will be favored. Bigger.
Right. That's what I mean. If you bet this exactly, you lose if Mexico wins tonight. It's only plus 130 because Team
Oh,
USA.
that's the exacta? I thought that was
Yes.
just Team USA.
No. That's the exacta.
Oh.
The exacta is
Oh,
Team USA over
where's
Team
that at?
Japan.
That's on
FanDuel.
FanDuel?
Yep.
Oh.
So that Team USA over Mexico is plus 330. You can bet them both, I guess.
Let me
But
see here. I have to click refresh.
it's got to be. I mean, it's got to be Japan. But
FanDuel's
you
not
get them
working nearly
both.
as much.
That tells me that one, Mexico's got to win this game, which they don't think they're going to. But two, Team USA is going to be a big favorite against Mexico tomorrow.
Yes. Well, it's all hands on deck for Mexico tonight.
Everybody for Japan too, is
Like
it not?
I know, but with the pitching, like
Okay.
they may be decimated by tomorrow,
Okay,
which would make the USA
even bigger
pretty
favorite.
nice favorite. Yeah. Yeah. Huh. World Baseball Classic. Outright betting. Wow. USA's minus 180
Mm-hmm.
outright.
Mm-hmm.
Japan plus 195.
Mm-hmm.
And Mexico plus 650. Holy crap. Wow. Don't bet that Mexico over USA exact result. Just take them to win. Just take them to win at plus 650. Wow. Whew. I don't know. Baseball with a ball of tape for the ball. Lynn is washed up. Chupacabra. That's it. That's the word. J. Dow Betts. Thank you, sir. What are you looking at right now? You're frozen.
I'm not frozen. I'm just looking. I'm not frozen.
Oh,
I'm just
you look
looking.
like you
No,
paused.
no. I'm just looking at different numbers.
He's
Just
reading a tab right now. You're looking at something.
I'm just reading. I'm reading the numbers as to what the numbers could look like. All right, so we'll switch. Baseball tonight will be watched. Tomorrow will obviously be a lot on the World Baseball Classic. Different ways to
Yes,
bet.
sir.
Yeah, I hope it's Japan personally. I want to see this. I want to see Trout versus Ohtani. So I'm pulling for that.
Have you seen the Randy Rosarena? This?
No, what's that?
So every time a guy, especially him, hits a multi-base hit, so far doubles and triples. They haven't really done it on singles.
Okay.
But he goes on second and he just stands there.
Because you can do this in the World Baseball Classic. I love it. It's phenomenal.
They're having so much fun.
Because if you do that in Major League Baseball, you're going to get hit in the ear hole.
I said to the kids, I said, this is how we play softball. Like we used to do that stuff. And every place we went, they wanted to kill us because I would be in the first base coaching box doing something. The kid would be on second base doing something. We would be, and we would have so much fun just recognizing the kid for what they did. Like it wasn't personal. I wasn't trying to show anybody up.
Right.
And when somebody made a play in the field, our dugout erupted, mostly with me leading the charge, like going crazy, hat tips. We would do all these crazy things. They would look back at me and do this stuff. That shit is fun. I think MLB should take a page from it and try to inject this type of enthusiasm into, a May game in Milwaukee between Milwaukee and
are you willing to lose your
whoever.
older audience? That's the question. Are you willing to lose the over 60 crowd? If you are, then go right ahead. But I tell you right now in New England, that will not fly. It will not fly in diehard in Chicago with the Cubs, in diehard baseball markets with people over the age of 60. They will not appreciate it.
Really?
Nope. Nope. They will be absolutely, completely anti. They believe in humble work ethic. They believe in keep your fucking head down and just do your job. It's what their
That's
whole
fine too, but you
whether
gotta
it's
have
right or
fun.
wrong. I mean, I'm not debating the point. I love bat flips. I love energy. I love excitement. I love hit a ball, throw a bat, and go crazy. Like I love that stuff. That's energizing. That's fun. That's energy. I'm in the minority. Most old timers
Right.
do not appreciate it. They want you to expect success and understand and humble yourself because you fail 7 out of 10 times in baseball and you're a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, this is true. I mean, you know, you have to acknowledge that it is failure, I think, by remaining humble and running every ball out. Like, if you
Yeah.
get lazy and don't do that stuff, then you can't celebrate the wins. You have
Fair.
to own the losses. I'll never forget, I told the team once we were getting smoked in a game, 12-0, and the run rule wasn't until the 4th. It was only the 3rd. They were moping and all this other stuff. It was 112 degrees outside, and I came in as they were going out for the bottom of the 3rd. I said, "I hope you guys get 3 outs because we gotta come in and get our asses kicked again in the top of the 4th because they're not gonna stop the game." I said, "You guys like to act like you're having fun when you're winning. Act fucking like you're having fun when you're losing too. Let's go. Go get 3 outs." And they were all pissed off, and they were like, "What's wrong with you?" And I'm like, "It's the same. It's the game. Play the game the right way every time. Winning and losing won't matter as far as how you play."
Mm.
So you're right in that respect, but let's have a little more fucking fun.
I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying I know my people. Like I know I've heard it for years. The old timer baseball fan has a box and it's people don't. I'm with you. If you hustle and you give it your all, the old timers will give you some latitude,
Right.
but so often they don't go hand in hand. The showboating
No.
happens when you're winning, and then when you're losing, you aren't doing it the right
You're
way.
moping and
You're
right,
moping,
exactly.
you're not running out of pop fly,
Mhm,
you're not running out
mhm.
of grounder. That was it drives people nuts. I mean, it literally
Right.
drives the old timers crazy
Yep.
when they see it.
Yep.
And then you pimp a home run and they're like, get your ass around the bases and get back in the dugout. Like, congratulations. What happened in the second inning when you grounded to shortstop and you were 0 for 10? Great. You hit a solo shot. Congratulations. We don't care. Get in the dugout. Like, it's just this mentality. I'm not saying one is right or the other. I just
Right.
understand it because I heard it my entire life playing baseball and playing and watching Red Sox games and
I
whatnot.
literally got that there's no hair on the back of my neck because I
But
shaved, but if I had hair on the back of my neck right now, it would have stood up when you said it because I've heard it too. And I like to watch the kids play and listen and, like, I played. I mean, I played a long time. There was a lot of games where I was just like, "Why is everybody so miserable? I mean, just go home. Like, just go home. Don't
yeah,
play." You know? You were
yeah.
losing. So what? You're gonna get another at bat. You're gonna get another play in the field. Quit moping. I
Mhm.
don't know. It's a different mentality, and if the fans say, like, "Oh, tone it down," I get it. I
It's
get it.
also
They
because
might
the
be a little
kids do
tone
it.
deaf.
I mean, it also I don't know if you saw that video that went viral of the AAU game in which all the AAU kids were mimicking what the NBA players were doing.
It's a
And a
bit
cou
much at
and a
that
couple
age.
and a couple NBA players said, "Yo, man, that ain't it. Like, you ain't
Right,
you're too young to be doing this. You shouldn't be
right,
doing that." And then
right,
people came at them and be like, "Well, they're just watching you, so maybe you need to tone it down because they're mimicking you."
right.
And so there is this big conversation point because oftentimes kids who go to Major League Baseball games are playing baseball growing up with their parents or the moms and dads. And so if you watch a player like Manny Ramirez hit a home run and throw his arms up and go like that, well, then your kid does it and the kid drops his bat and goes like
Yeah,
that. And it's
right,
like, I learned it from watching you,
right,
the 80s
yeah,
PSA drug commercial, but that's where they learn it. They think that's cool.
right.
So they go and do it. And so the parents get pissed off when the major leaguers do it because they know that their son might be next to do it. And they got to have that talk. And they'd rather not have that talk. So they're going to get mad at the adult because they don't want to get mad at the kid. So it's a weird cycle. And really, there's no one comes out clean in all this. And no one can sit there and say that they're right. Like, but it's just that's the argument against the fun. But baseball is dying. Baseball needs to interject. It's why they're doing the pitch clock and everything else. They're trying hard. I'd rather them allow fun and personality and stop fucking with the rules. Like, I'd rather have that. Stop doing ghost runners. Stop doing pitching clocks. Like, I'd rather let the game be the game and not put these artificial, rules in place to create an environment that you want, and just let the guys be themselves and not get an ear hole shot if they do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, we'll move on, but it's an interesting discussion. Lisa just came in and asked if we had any picks for any women's basketball today. I do not have any picks for women's basketball today. I do not.
Stanford's out. I know very little.
Big upset.
Huge upset.
Big upset.
Yeah. Again, if you give me South Carolina or the field, I still would take the field. So.
And someone else just came in the chat. Thank you very much. I already passed by, but Rick Pitino's officially the St. John's basketball coach.
Which is, I think, a very good hire.
Yeah.
I think it's the last stop in his road. I mean, they've got a problem with Mike Anderson because Mike Anderson's not going away quietly. He's pissed. He's owed $11 million, and he's suing the university because they fired him with cause to be able to afford Pitino. They fired Mike Anderson and said, we're not paying you the $11 million that we owe you.
Oh.
Yeah. So he now is suing Mike Anderson, suing St. John's for the $11 million. So we'll see how far that gets litigated because they need the money to pay Pitino. So but he's going home. It's where he's from. And if he builds St. John's into anything of a power, I mean, this is really good news for the conference. And look, Rick's got his questionable behavior and everything else that he has done, but the guy can coach. There's no debating what Pitino is capable of doing from a basketball perspective. All right, couple of things. Yesterday was really wild. Every game except the games that I gave out on the podcast went over yesterday. I was on Vegas. I was on Boston, luckily, personally. But, I mean, 7 goals by the Bruins, 7-0.
Ridiculous.
7-1 for the Vegas Golden Knights. They both covered the total themselves. It was 6.5.
I know. That's
We were talking about scoring slowing down. I guess not.
Well, I mean, we had talked Saturday after the basketball games, and we looked at the board, and I was like, why is the total 6.5 in the Vegas and Blue Jackets game? Because it's in the morning and the afternoon and blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, you said it was plus money. It was 6.5 under. So even money or plus 105 even.
I got plus 102. I think is what I got.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. The Bruins look really good, though. I'll tell you that. I watched a little bit of it. It was over quick, but
it was 3-0 after 8 minutes.
Yeah, it was.
Blink of an eye, the game was over. I mean, Luukkonen is bad, man. When he's in net, Luukkonen Buffalo fans were cheering when he was literally when the puck was being iced and he was just other end. He was just stopping the puck with his stick. Buffalo fans were giving him a Bronx cheer for doing that.
Right.
They were all over him. Luukkonen was not good yesterday. He was really bad.
Oh.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games today in the NHL, right? Yesterday, first period over 1.5 goals, went 7-0.
Pretty easy bet.
What happens today? Every game is 6.5.
1, 2. Man, what? 4-1 today?
Right.
I mean, look at his matchups.
Right.
Which one do you want to say under?
So Colorado and Edmonton are both on a 7-goal over streak in the first period.
Individually. They're not playing each other. Yeah. Colorado's playing Chicago. Edmonton's playing San Jose.
Yeah. 7 games in a row for both over 1.5 goals.
You want either one of those under?
No.
Okay. So eliminate those two. Florida's playing Detroit. You're on your own there. You want to take a Florida first period under? That can't
That's a
be.
yes. Right. That's a yes.
So you're left with
Pittsburgh
Calgary and the Kings or Pittsburgh and Ottawa.
That was 6 last night. Now it's 6.5.
There's no way you would take Pittsburgh and Ottawa under.
That's
what I mean. So when I just looked at it, I went,
4-1.
Maybe Calgary, LA, we get lucky and it somehow stays under. It's 4-1. It looks like 4-1.
Could we go 5-0? Could we go 12 straight first period overs?
Oh, for sure. For sure it could. By the way, Whitrock just asked, because I took my jacket off, is it not a igloo in the house? I woke up this morning, it was 63 degrees. I actually
Oh
took a
my.
picture of it. And then when Jessica woke up and Kendall walked into our room blowing on her hands. And I'm like, "Are you cold?" She said, "Dad, it's freezing in here." And I said, "Can you please tell your mother? Because I've been begging her and she won't listen to me. Please tell her you're cold. Maybe she'll do it." So, yes, it's still cold in here. It's first period overs, though, hot as can be. Can it go 12-0? Absolutely.
Yeah, I parlayed 2 of them together today. Ottawa and Colorado. Colorado and Edmonton. It's just 2. It's just a blind bet, given what these teams are doing. They're too damn
I mean,
hot.
Edmonton's playing San Jose and Chicago's playing Colorado. I mean, what the hell would make you go, "Oh, no, this will be the game they don't do it"?
Oh, yeah, and it's expensive. It's minus 185 and minus 165. Like, it's not cheap to bet over 1.5 goals right now. It's they're making you the books are making you, and they're making it hurt. But how about we'll get to it and better to book it, but the gifts as well were red. I mean, whenever the first period overs are hitting, gifts are hitting too. It's not always correlated, but a lot of times it's correlated. Goal in the first 10 minutes equals an over 1.5 goals in the period.
Right.
There were 2 games with a goal scored in the first minute yesterday.
It's a different phenomenon going on with that right now. It never used to happen. I mean, it was always like the first couple shifts where
Fill it out.
just get loose and dump the puck. And like now it's literally win the first opening faceoff, go right down and get a good shot on goal and score.
Yep.
They're even strength goals too. They're not power play goals.
Not for the Bruins, because
That
the Bruins
fast.
power play sucks. Bruins power play is the worst part of their whole team. If you can find a weakness in their team,
Right.
it's their power play is bad. So they're better. That's what I think is so interesting about the Bruins going forward in the cup. And if people are in they're like, if you have a lethal power play, you're up for you really need the coaches, or so the referees rather, to call penalties to get you into into your lethal spot. Bruins don't need that. They're just better 5-on-5 than anybody. They just line up and go play. Like, there was our 5 versus your 5. We're better than you. We have 4 lines. We're going to roll them through.
I was going to say they're better 5-on-5, 3 lines deep.
Yeah.
Like 3 lines deep.
So that's the biggest concern, I think, going forward from a cup perspective, is that so the power play stinks. Okay, that's fine. We just don't need to score on power plays. We'll score 5-5, which is supposed to be the harder time to score.
Right.
So that's the interesting piece with the Bruins, going forward. So Flames at Kings is plus money to the over. You like it?
This is the game, right? This
It
is
was
the game
6
that goes under.
Correct. It was 6 last night, and it's now juiced to the under 6.5. 2 games have gone down.
That's the only book that's off the market. Everything is 6 right now.
Oh, wow. So
Every
FanDuel's-
market is 6. Yeah,
Okay, it was
FanDuel
6 last
just
night.
decided to go 6.5 and juice the under because everyone else is 6, and
well,
now they're
they
starting
hate
to juice the over. There's a lot of over minus 15s.
Whew, to the over 6.5 or over 6?
No, 6.
Yeah, okay.
Minus 15s to the over.
Okay.
5 games, 32 is the salami.
Over. Salami flew over yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday did.
Shoo.
So 5 games, 6.5 goals. That's 32.5.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah,
6 times 5, a half times 5.
One of these games will get out of hand.
32.5. See, you guys can make numbers. It ain't that hard.
But one of these games gets out of hand. One of these games is an 8-5. One of the 5 tonight.
Jeez. SoCal DJ just came in and said, when did the Bruins start declining penalties? You can't decline penalties in hockey, SoCal. You know that.
Wouldn't that be cool if they could do that?
No. Don't start messing with hockey, please.
Oh, I like that idea. Decline penalties.
Bullshit.
We don't want it. Yeah, we're good. We don't want it.
No, that's a bad idea because then guys will start taking unnecessary penalties and all kind of bad things will happen.
Fair. Big fights. Fair.
Yeah, you take shots. I mean, I'm not talking title shots either.
By the way,
talking runs on Marchand.
So interesting. The no bet on fights on a 5-minute major at stations.
Did you see Misha's tweet?
Yeah, I saw that.
It's absurd.
Without a 5-minute major being called.
Technically, yeah.
So it has to be 5 for fighting.
Right.
You don't get 5 for fighting. It's just roughing, 2 minutes for roughing.
Right.
You don't win your bet.
Yeah. I mean, you could, literally, you'd be cleaning up betting the nose.
Yeah.
No
Right
fights.
now, you could really, but you're
Clean
paying
up.
heavy juice. You're playing heavy juice.
Yeah. You just put them together. But again, when you're playing heavy juice and you're winning and the percentages say it should be even more, it's still a good bet. That's
Bet them
a
all.
good bet.
It's an ARB. You just bet them all. Just go there, put $50 a game on it. You're not going to win a ton, but just over day. Right now, if you're in town, Lisa, you're in town, go to stations, 5 games today, bet the no on all 5. Let me see what actually that
Lisa
would be.
lives in town. She's not
That's what I said.
town. She lives here.
So go to stations, right? She lives here.
Oh, if she doesn't have okay. I thought you meant like, she's just
or an
new in
app.
town.
Okay, or have an app.
Yeah.
One of the two. Open up your stations app. I'm doing that right now, and I want to see what the the fighting.
Yes,
what the no. So if you, oh my goodness gracious, how about this?
What?
So the no's are minus 260, minus 375, minus 260, minus 300, minus 300.
Okay. So there's no fights in any of those games tonight.
So if you were to parlay all 5,
what's it? Minus 300. 3.5 to 1. $10 wins you 35.
That would be
30 and 40, I think. Just off the top of my head.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, $5 bet wins you $35.
Oh, that's 7 to 1.
So there you go.
Oh. That's a lot higher.
Pray for
that's
no fights.
That's a 5-item parlay. You put all 5 in there?
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
okay.
So see what. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Wait. It had. No, that's not right. Because it said 6. I was like, why is there a 6 on there? I must have clicked the wrong one. So it's a 5. So it's low. It's lower than that, but it's still 4 to 1.
Yeah, that's okay. That's what I said. Between 3 and 4 to 1. I still got it.
Yep, it's 4 to 1. So
still got it.
So you got that. So it's 4 to 1. I don't know. I mean, it's not. I mean, $50 on that. Just hope no one fights. Just hope you don't see any 5-minute majors. So it's pretty interesting on that. Real quick before we let go of Sports Grid, I just want to get your take on the Knicks game because we got our friends on the East Coast who are in on the Knicks. You comfortable laying 8.5 points with the Knicks tonight?
Against? I didn't even look yet.
T-Wolves.
Wow.
Right?
No. To answer your question?
No. I'm not comfortable.
I mean, not comfortable. Not to say that that's not the right side, but damn, that's a lot. Wow. I mean, what should the number be, though? Got to be at least 7. The team will stink on the road.
But the Knicks are 16, 17, and 3 at home. ATS.
I know.
They're not good at home. They're unbelievable on the road. Right? The Knicks on the road are unbelievable. ATS. 24 and 12.
Oh, I just clicked refresh. Sacramento was -5.
Right. What are they now?
6.5.
Oh, they spiked. Okay. Interesting.
What the hell?
We'll get to that game on the other side when you guys are staying with us for YouTube and Twitter. Don't move. Hit the like button, subscribe button, all the fun stuff. But Sports Grid, talk to you tomorrow. For the rest of you, stick around more with BVB. Okay. And
no Anthony Edwards or Karl Anthony Towns. Stevie Mac chiming in. Welcome, Mac. Capital M, capital K. That's why that line's a little bit extra.
Huh?
Who in the hell's going to bet the T-Wolves? And that's
well. First, before we get to the Kings, Warriors are laying 11 against the Rockets. The worst team on the road.
On the road.
Laying 11.
That don't make no sense. But the whole game don't make no sense to me. There's just do the first period overs. It's way more fun than like better bets. This is a terrible thing. This is one of them ones you got to just go, you know what? Let it go. Just
I don't get this game. This game
I don't
makes
need
no
this
sense.
game. I don't need this game in my life. I don't want nothing to do with this game.
Fair. Finally, Kings at the Jazz. Now it's 6.5. It was 5 this morning.
Give me the Sacramento Kings up to 7, no?
Light the beam up to 7.
I think, bye-bye, Utah.
Right.
Stop the nonsense.
That's the
Did you see the press conference with Mike Brown? The
no.
coach of this? He said, we're not taking shit from anybody. He said it just like that
Really?
after the last game. Yeah, I saw a clip of it. I was like,
Oh,
man, I don't know if that guy could draw up a play or not, but I want to play for him. Like, I was like, yes, this is why they are the way they are.
they're 23 and
young.
12 ATS on the road.
You might have found a number that will take a bet on the other side. They're
Yeah.
just the
Utah's-
Robinsons and parallelograms are waiting for 7.
But
it's a
Utah's
sit
5 and 0.
6.5.
They're 5 and 0 over the last 5 games. ATS.
I know.
Beat
Yeah.
Boston outright. Lost to Miami by
Yeah.
4. Beat Charlotte by 8. Beat
Yeah.
Orlando by 7. Lost to Dallas by 4. 4 of those 5 on the road.
Yeah.
On this is the 4th game of the road trip for Sacramento.
Wow, I'm just looking at the Western Conference now. Bottom. Warriors in the 6th spot, Mavericks in the 7, Lakers in the 8, Thunder in the 9, and Jazz in the 10. The Jazz are playing for the play-in.
Yeah. Everybody is.
Right there.
Pelicans
I know,
are-
but they're
Pelicans
in
are
right
too.
now. If the season ended. Wow.
They are? Not according
Maybe
to
plus the
ESPN.com,
points.
they're not.
Oh, he's trying to predict them. He's trying
Yeah,
to predict
because the
them right now.
Lakers have 35 wins, Jazz have 34 wins. They're tied 13 games
Yeah,
back.
Lakers
but-
are 8. The Jazz are 10.
Well, Lakers are 10 right now. Whatever you're looking at is not the actual real time. They may be projecting what's going to happen, but
35 and 37 is better than 34 and 36, is it not?
yes,
It's 2 games in hand, though.
the
That's why.
Lakers.
Okay.
Oh, well, so that's why the Jazz. I mean, according to this right now, it's Warriors, Thunder, T-Wolves, Lakers. That's your play-in tournament. Warriors play the Lakers, Thunder play the T-Wolves.
Ew.
That's the play-in. Which
Warriors
Warriors,
play the
Lakers in a
Lakers.
play-in tournament. Could you imagine that game?
Oh, sign me up.
I mean, Warriors are at home. Huge for the Warriors to be at home in that tournament.
That's a good. Yeah, it's not a tournament. They win 1 game and they're in.
Well, right, but I mean, you got to win 2. It's
I
a
mean, a
tournament.
home game in the 7th spot. I'm good.
Yeah.
Win that game and we're good. Let's go
Right.
play.
So
Wow. Okay.
it's going to be interesting to see how that happens. Jazz are out. Pelicans are out at the moment. They have 34 wins apiece, each one 13 and 13 and a half games back, but it's going to be fun to watch. Mavericks are not clear. I mean, they're a half a game up on the Warriors. Clippers are 2 games up on the Warriors. So, I mean, every single game matters right now.
Yes, it does.
So that's why the Warriors potentially that spread might get covered. Before better to book it, I
Yep.
just have to bring this up because it just feels like some states are going a little crazy. I love talking about crazy bills in crazy states,
Yes.
and no one is crazier than Maine. Maine
Yeah,
is
we
full
can
of
mention this tomorrow at the top of the show too, so we get this on the sports grid because these
Okay.
bills, this needs to be discussed, and people need to see it
all right.
because
We can we
like-
can hold it to tomorrow. It's not going anywhere, so
Right.
we can do it tomorrow if you want.
I mean that's fine. If I mean we, it's just it's really interesting to me what's going on with these bills and they're using this problem gambling and responsible gambling as a shield for some other stuff. It's like
Right.
they're holding that out front of like to take all the bullets for all the bullshit that's going on behind them. It's fascinating to me because I
They
know
want
what's going
60
on behind them.
They want 60% of the revenue to be either given to the state or the tribe in Maine.
They don't want sports betting. That's what they're telling you. That's what they're telling you.
60%.
It's fair.
You get a
What
dollar,
job would
we
you
take
do?
We take 60 cents. Thank you very much. Go ahead. 40 cents. You can go ahead on a state that's the 9th fewest population state in the country, by the way.
Listen, the mob was more fair. The guy holding a gun to your head is more fair.
Yep.
That's terrible.
Yeah,
I don't
so-
understand it. I mean, that's just telling you we don't want it. That's all.
Yeah.
You're
I
not
got-
going to come in here if we give you this is the deal. Do you want it? Anybody with a brain that does his business goes, no, I don't want that. Good.
right.
We don't want you either. See you.
We'll
That's what
save
it's
this.
telling you.
We'll save for tomorrow. I got a lot to say because when you guys hear the full details of this bill, you're going to be like, wait a minute. what? Like,
Yeah,
it is
ridiculous. It's
a good Tuesday.
ridiculous.
It's a good Tuesday topic. So we'll do it
Perfect
tomorrow.
topic for Tuesday.
All right. Better to book it time. I'm going back to an old standby. Colorado. Sorry, let me make sure I'm saying this right. One of the teams is 13-0, the other is 16-3. On this.
Who gives a shit? They're
Okay.
both good.
They're both good. They're both really good. Yeah. They're both
I don't
really
care
good.
which one's which.
Yes. Okay.
16-3 and 13-0. I don't need to hear the rest. Yes. Bet it.
It's plus 150. So it's a decent. You got to find which book. DraftKings lets you do it. If you find books that let you do it, you can parlay it. But that's it. I laid under 7 Sharks and the Oilers minus 125 because I actually thought
punishment.
Well, here's the thing. I thought Reimer or Reimer. I don't want to say his last name. But I thought he was playing. He's not. So, but it went down and it didn't go back up. Even with the goalie announcement and the goalie switch, it did not go back up to 7. So it's at 6. So it's at 7 rather. It's at 6.5 right now. I'm at 7. I might get a push. Potentially.
Maybe.
Better to book it under 7 Oilers Sharks.
You can have that under in that game.
Give me a 5-1 final.
That's fine. That can happen.
I'm going to need it.
Yeah, that can happen.
I'm going to need it. I mean, Buffalo has quit. Columbus has quit. Sharks have controversy around them right now, so maybe they play hard because there's eyeballs on them right now, but maybe not. Maybe they want to quit too, and they want to be done. Edmonton's playing for a lot. So hopefully we don't have a McJesus moment where he scores 6 goals tonight and goes
San Jose
bonkers.
team total under. How about that? That
Boy,
way you don't have to worry about it.
You trust Skinner? I don't really trust Skinner.
I don't know.
That's my problem.
I'm reading Perrault is, Perrault is coming in. 5-1, 6-1 Oilers. He's with you, Matt, under 7.
Okay.
There you go.
So we'll see what happens. I bet it last night thinking it was going to be Reimer. It's not Reimer. So, and then finally, I am going to dip my toe back into the NBA player prop mode.
Uh-oh. Look at that face right there, boys and girls.
Am I frozen?
Oh, my God, you're back. Woo! You were frozen like this.
Sorry, that was not good. We have the Knicks at home. Okay.
Uh-huh.
I'm taking Quentin Grimes, their shooting guard.
He's on the Knicks?
He's on the Knicks.
Okay.
Over 10.5 points in rebounds.
JC from KC, snap your fingers when you freeze. The chat says snap your fingers. It's so good. You guys are the best.
It's phenomenal.
Go ahead, Quentin Grimes. Points and rebounds over 10.5. Yes or no?
I bet yes.
Okay. I'll book it. I have no idea.
I
don't know.
He averages this number. Okay, he averages this number. This is what he averages. He averages 9.9 points and 1.1 rebounds.
Okay.
So this is right on the number.
Average, yeah.
So if he has an average game tonight on a back-to-back,
how many minutes a game does he play?
25.
I'll take.
He shoots threes. But he shoots threes.
All right. Give me a guy that plays 25 minutes a game that averages this in a game that's lined 10 or whatever the hell it's lined. What is it? 8.5, 9?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm good with it. I'll take the under. I hope you're right. I have no personal interest in this. I'm not betting this. I don't give a shit about it. But we're doing the show and it's better to book it. I'll book it.
Grimes did not play in the first game on the road at Denver.
Oh. You got to get a minute to play. You can't get a DNP and cash this, right?
Oh no, he didn't play. It's a way, but he played.
It's a refund, right?
Yeah, but he played when the Knicks won 116-110 against the Nuggets last night. He played. He had 9 points and 1 rebound.
Okay, so he played last night. They played last night.
Yes, back to back.
I thought Denver played Brooklyn last night.
No, Denver played the Knicks last night, right? And Denver played. Oh, they did Brooklyn last night. When was that game? That game was 3-16. That was the last Knicks game. It was against Denver. But when he played 9. Yeah, Denver won against Brooklyn last night.
Yeah, the Knicks did not play last night.
No, they played on 3-18.
Okay, that was not last night. Today's the 20th.
2 nights ago.
All right.
Right.
All right.
Last time Quentin Grimes played.
You must have made it St. Patrick's Day weekend. Jeez.
It was fun.
I'm out hand grabbing everybody, shaking hands, sitting in books. People were smoking cigars. I had to leave. I couldn't take it.
No,
But I got a spot for us next week if we don't go to the games.
Where? Oh, upstairs?
It's the best.
At Circa? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. It was the best last year, too. It was phenomenal last year.
it's all they carpeted the floors down
Oh. They done
and
it up.
the sound in there was crispy.
Oh, I love it.
There was
All right.
none of that reverb. I've
Right,
become
right.
a little bit of an audio nerd because of you now.
Right.
And I'm very aware of my surroundings and different books all weekend, which guys had good sound and bad sound and all this other stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I walked
Matters.
in there with the finished everything,
Yep.
and I was like, "Oh my god, this is heaven. I hear everything perfect." It was
Tell you
awesome.
what.
We're going there.
Oh, let's do it. Favorite thing about today is what?
So, and I hope my man is watching right now. I'm doing 100 things before the show,
Mhm.
which includes 3 other shows, and then gotta go get something to drink and blah, 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 blah. And I'm driving back to the house, and the mountains and the cloud. I went up and just stare, walk for 10 minutes up the hill, walk 10 minutes back down, and come and do the show. And as I'm coming back down to the car, there's a guy standing there taking a picture from his car through
Okay.
his sunroof. And I'm like, "Hey, man, you got to get out of the car and go up that hill and take a picture. It's a much better picture." So he gets out of the car and he goes, "Hey, man, I thought I was the only one that did this." I said, "What? Do what? Come here and stare and take pictures and just appreciate this?" And he's like, "Yeah." I said, "No, man, this is awesome. I love this place. I just come here and this is where I go for a walk sometimes." And
Yeah.
he's like, "Yeah, I'm from Philly. And I moved here." And I
Oh.
was like, "Really?" So we start talking. And of course, a random out of nowhere discussion turns into, "Hey, I do a show about sports and gambling and all this other stuff." And and we're talking about life. I think he's my age, might be a
Okay.
little bit older, a little bit younger, but he's got a son
Mm.
who plays football
Mm.
now at Montana. But
You of or in Montana?
yeah, University of Montana.
Wow.
He played at Sacramento State first, is transferred up there. But dad's name is Ronald Johnson. He's watching the show right now.
What's up?
And we shared the story, and then real quick, I told him, "Yeah, man, I had a stroke, and now I'm doing media every day." His mom is here with him. She just had a stroke a month and a half ago, and we shared a little bit of what that's like and all these things, and he was like, "Man, I've learned a lot. I just bought a bunch of equipment. I'm trying to be a producer. I'm trying to do live streams. I'm learning all about, high speed internet and all this other stuff." I said, "We're doing a show from our houses right now, Matt and I, and Matt Fair, the producer, literally this way." I said, "I do all the shows that I do across the country this way." I said, "You can do it, man." Like, so a connection made, just totally random stop. I was there for 5 minutes, turned into a nice 20-minute discussion.
Mm.
Apologies for my late tardiness, but I was talking to Ronald.
Yeah, it's fine.
And I said, "Watch the show today, because this meeting is going to be my best thing about today, because he lives 3 minutes away. We're going to have lunch at the
Right.
Omelet Cafe. It's the start of something bigger and better." It's just very exciting.
Very cool.
Yes.
I don't. This is not really my favorite thing about today, but I just wanted to say something about a situation happening in the sports gambling echoes chamber, and you guys may not be aware, but we met Taylor Mathis at the Super Bowl.
Well, I wanted
And
to address this tomorrow too, but go ahead. Go ahead.
okay, I just want to, if you haven't looked at the story, I just want to
Oh.
give her a shout out and say that what she did as a parent. She got accused of child grooming by her bosses that fired her over the weekend for she was a sports gambling content creator for a sports book. The sports book fired her because of a piece of content she did with kids about the bracket. And I mean, I've done one with my daughter. I've done this with my own kid where I've had my kids pick different brackets, and I I couldn't believe that she got fired and got basically like, told that what you were doing was illegal by doing a piece of content about kids picking games in the NCAA tournament when there's literally elementary schools that are doing this. And I just wanted to give her a vote of we or me. I feel for you. I hope everything
Yeah.
works out. I think things did. I think you're going to have an announcement, I guess, in a couple of weeks about what's going on with you personally. She did an article with Sports Handle. I think she already made the announcement as to where she's going next, to where she's going to go and work. But just feel for you on this. It's a tough spot right now. The world is a very sensitive place and something that really, I think most of us saw it to be very nothing, turned into something very big for a responsible gaming
Yep.
thing.
Yep.
It sucks. That's all it is about. I just want to say, I'm from me that we saw it. I feel for you. It sucks. What happened over the weekend was really an unfortunate set of circumstances, and hopefully there's some positive outcome that comes from it from her. But from everything I've experienced with her, she's a nice person and wasn't trying to do anything malicious. She was just trying to do a fun piece of content, and it turned into something pretty nasty.
I know that I ran one when I was in 8th grade. Like, I brought it to school, and all the teachers participated in it. They're like, "We'll fill
Yeah.
out the bracket." Like, and this was in the mid '80s. Like, this was normal. I don't know anything different. So when I saw that, I reached out. We're hopefully going to have a call. We're going to get the whatever. But I reached out to her personally as well and said, "Hey, what the hell's going on?" And she said, "I'll tell you the whole story and
Yeah.
hopefully blah blah blah." And Sports Channel put that out today. Smiley just texted me just
Oh,
now
hi.
and said, "Did you see the story?" So hi, Brett.
We're
Good
literally
to see you
talking
too.
about the story now. Hi, Brett.
That's
Yeah,
great.
we're talking about your story now. Yes.
Yeah. So
She said, "I
yeah,
was sobbing when she was fired. I couldn't believe I was getting accused of grooming. It was a fun with math with second graders." So
yeah. It's we're entering a really, really strange place with all of this. And this, you can't advertise to this, you can't advertise to this. Talked about it. You can't advertise to people under 21, yet you can put a big ass sign on the wall at Fenway Park. What the hell are we doing?
I don't know.
You can't fill out a bracket like for this because you're gonna get this is I don't even know what that charges. Like it don't make no sense. None of it makes any sense.
How is that responsible gaming? I don't understand it at all. I mean, we have books that have people who are literally offering can't lose parlays. Like literally offering there are can't lose parlay language out there, and you doing a segment with kids because teaching them how to pick the bracket or going through it is somehow grooming second graders into becoming gamblers. Um,
I don't.
Picking a bracket's not gambling.
I think. I think it was. It was like a hopscotch thing where they were in square one and they
Right?
jumped all the way to square 5 and 6 and didn't
Yeah.
hit 2, 3, or 4.
Right.
Like you made that leap. Well, hold on. Let's go one box at a time here.
Yeah, what
Let's
lawyer? This is a lawyer. This is a lawyer's overreaction. We've had plenty of run-ins in our experiences with lawyers over fucking reacting over something that is not that big of a fucking deal.
It ain't gonna get better. It ain't gonna get
Billable
better.
billable hours, I guess, right? I mean, you got to justify your existence in some form or fashion, so you go ahead and attack, which you made it into a much bigger story than it was. Because I didn't see the content at first. I didn't even see it until everything blew up, and then I saw it, and I was like,
I still haven't seen the content. It's
"Come
only
on, man!"
it's been pulled back. I didn't see it.
Yeah, she had
So
to delete. She had to delete everything on her entire social media,
right, right.
every
That's
single piece of content she's ever done for that particular book. Delete it all. Everything. They told her you can't associate with us, you can't name us, you can't mention us, you can't have anything on your social media about us. Nothing to do with us can be seen, or we'll come after you.
makes you feel good, huh? How it can make you snap the fingers and make you zap away everything, all this stuff. I mean,
So
that's just life. I'm not talking that particular place. I'm just talking life. They could take it away from you just like that if you think you say the wrong thing. It's the whole place, the whole joint is fucked up. It's
Taylor,
fucked up.
you're welcome here anytime. I feel for
Yeah.
you.
I'm trying to get her on the show. She says, hold on.
Yeah, we had a good time, a good conversation with you in Arizona. That was fun. She lives in Phoenix, so
It's
I
up
saw
on
that.
the YouTube channel.
The interview,
right?
you can
The
watch her
interview's
interview
up
with her. Yeah,
You can see it.
yeah,
Make
you can
your
see
own
it.
judgments. I mean, she was great. It was fun.
Yeah,
Gotten to know her a little more since then. Like, come on, please.
Sucks. Sports Grid will be back tomorrow. We will be back on Sports Grid tomorrow, but BVB, YouTube, Twitter. If you guys haven't hit the subscribe button, please do that. Okay, go hit it. Hit the like button as well while you guys are here. Subscribe at Boston
today,
versus
boys
the book.
and girls. Thank you.
Good job. Love it. On a Monday, we're back tomorrow for a Tuesday's edition of BVB.